Good morning, Magic Malcontents. Risen Dragon here with a really cool Rakdos Sacrifice deck. And I gotta say that with Strixhaven coming out in about a week and a half, I think, maybe it's 2 weeks. Yeah, I think about a week and a half. We'll add to this deck and update it as need be. But the whole part about this deck is basically, sacrifice. Okay, sacrificing either our creatures or stealing the opponent's creatures and spells to sacrifice for ourselves. So it's a really fun deck. It's got some really cool synergies to go with it, and let's check it out. Alright, so our 1-drops, Village Rites, obviously this can give us some card draw. We basically just sack a creature and draw 2 cards. Alright, claim the Firstborn, we can snag any early threats that they may have, and we can then either sack it to Village Rites, Witch's Oven, or if we don't have anything, we just swing in. Alright, and it caused them some headaches as well. Perforos's Intervention, it gives us a little bit of burn, and also it draws into the sack stuff as well with the elemental creatures with Trample and Haste. You sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step, or it deals twice X damage to target creature or planeswalker. Pretty versatile card, I think. Now we get into our kind of our build. Blood Aspirant. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. It also has the ability to sacrifice a creature or enchantment. We don't really have any enchantments, but actually we do. We've got the Akroan War. But we can sacrifice it, and it deals 1 damage to target creature. It pumps up the Blood Aspirant, and the creature also can't block this turn, so that's actually kind of a cool one. Robber of the Rich. This one's actually a really a good card to have in this deck because basically if we've got when it attacks, if defending player has more cards in hand than you, you exile the top card of their library, and you can cast that card whenever a rogue attacks. Granted, Robber of the Rich is the only rogue, but the only rogue that we have in this deck. But it's still a good card to have, especially if they're playing a creature-heavy build, or if they're just, it's just kind of a jerk move, I guess. But it feeds into the whole theme of steal the opponent's stuff, sacrifice it. Alright, speaking of sacrifice, Cruxa, Titan of Death's Hunger, you can basically just discard this guy, or not discard this guy, force your opponent to discard cards, and if they can't discard a land, or if they discard a non-land card, it's okay, but if they don't, if they have to discard a land, they lose 3 life. So, Slaughter Priest of Mogus kind of goes along with the Blood Aspirant. Basically, you can sacrifice another creature or enchantment, and it gains first strike until end of turn. Kind of a cool card to have. Speaking of sacrifice, we also have the Akroan War. Gain control of target creature as long as Akroan War remains in the battlefield. Then it forces the opponents to attack next turn, and then each tapped creature deals damage equal to its power. So basically, you can kind of board wipe in the right situations. Immersturm Predator is a great one to have here. Whenever it becomes tapped, you exile 1 card from a graveyard and put a +1/+1 counter on it. You sacrifice another creature. Immersturm Predator gains indestructible until end of turn, and you tap it. Now, Goldspan Dragon is also a cool card to have because, again, it's kind of your finisher, and it feeds into the theme of sacrifice. If you sacrifice an artifact, whenever it becomes the target of a spell, create a treasure token, or also when it attacks as well. And it's got flying, and it's got haste. So it's a great finishing card to have. Alright, our lands are pretty standard. I do want to point out, though, Immersturm Skullcairn is actually a pretty good addition to this deck because it can force discard. We sacrifice it. It plays into the theme. Alright, same goes with Fabled Passage. Sideboard for when we do our best of 3 matches, we got some removal with Blood Chief's Thirst. Valky, God of Lies, I kind of feel like this is just a very situational card for this deck. It just doesn't fit the theme, but at the same time, it's a good card to have in your sideboard, especially if they're playing something that is very, something that's very creature heavy. Scorching Dragonfire as well. Again, some removal. Extinction Event. Exiles creatures. Storm's Wrath, kind of your mass board wipe. Kind of along with the Extinction Event. I'm not good at sideboarding. I'm very, very bad at sideboarding. So if anyone has any tips, please let me know. Storm's Wrath, 4 damage, and also, kind of, this one right here, Shadow's Verdict, exiles all creatures and planeswalkers with converted mana cost 3 or less from the battlefield, and all creature and planeswalker cards with, it's now mana value, not mana converted mana cost, it's now mana value, from all graveyards. So, again, very situational, techie kind of cards here, but I think that these cards work very well in the sideboard. We are against Dino, or Dino. This is good. We can keep that, because we throw down a Witch's Oven, Robber of the Rich, Blood Aspirant, that sort of thing. I think we're in good shape. And they discard, or not discard, but they mulligan down to 6. And they mulligan down to 5. Alright, here we go. Alright, whoop. There you go, Witch's Oven, boom. Groovy. Alright, well, their mulliganing actually doesn't help us all that much, because it gives them a slight bit of card advantage. Okay, that helps. We're going to do that, and ooh, Elysian Caryatid. That'll help ramp us into stuff. Thank you, sir. In theory, see what happens. Okay, well, they have that. So I think that's what we're going to do next. I think we're just going to hold off on the... except we cannot do that. Shoot. I misplayed that. Oh, no, he didn't. My bad. Thought I misplayed that. Okay. So we do this, and we throw down our Caryatid, and we can actually do some pretty cool ramping stuff here. We just get a land. We can get a Goldspan Dragon down. That's kind of cool. Although I'm guessing maybe Shatter the Sky, just simply because that's what. Gem Razor. Oh, okay. Well, that works. So that's gonna be alright. So they destroy the Witch's Oven. That's totally fine. We get one more land and we're in good shape. Woohoo! Check that out. Boom. Alright. And we can even put down another Robber of the Rich. There we go. Now we're humming. Now, the Goldspan Dragon, they're gonna have to be careful, especially with the Gem Razor. Or we're gonna have to be careful too. I guess the question is, do we now if we draw into that Perforos's Intervention, that could be a cool one. That could be a very good one to play. Don't have Fatal on the board at the moment, but we are in fairly decent shape here. Kahira. Oh, that's a fun one. Fall of the Imposter. Not sure that was the best of plays, but what we can do, the Akron War, I like that one. What we can do is this. We can throw this guy down, we can throw this kid down. Let's just swing. Yeah, block the robber. That's okay. So they're now in a tricky spot here, because no matter what, it's gonna be. Yeah, I think that, you know, they draw their we if we draw their Crow and War, we win the game. Yeah, we're gonna. I think we win. Yeah, I'll let you have it. Do have Vigilance, which is good. They don't gain hate, or do they? Okay, here we go. Yeah, we're in good shape here. We're in good shape. It's the only blocker that they have with the Goldspan Dragon. So, what is he doing? Oh, okay, well that's fun. That's okay, because we just swing in with the Goldspan Dragon. And we win. Alright, good game. Hey, we're up to Bronze Tier 2. Excellent. We are up against Nasty Wesley 007. Silver. So this will be a good test of our metal, so to speak. That's spelled M-E-T-T-L-E, not M-E-T-A-L. This one works. I'm tempted to... Yeah, so there we go. We're gonna throw down a Witch's Oven, Blood Aspirant. Of course, we're probably gonna be up against Mono Red. Fervent Champions coming down. Merchant of the Veil. May discard a card. Oh. Okay. Well, this will certainly... That's interesting. So I think the plan will be for Slaughter Priest, maybe, depending on what they've got. Okay, well we got 2 Crowan Wars. Let's go Slaughter Priest, just so they can waste a burn spell on us. And if they try to burn us, we just sack and then we go with Witch's Oven. So Merchant of the Veil, Beanstalk Giant. Okay, interesting. I think Immersturm Skullcairn is coming down next, Blood Aspirant, and then see what happens. Wabba of the Witch. Well, you know what? That one's coming down. I like that. I don't care if we don't get access to the spell trigger. Was that even a sentence? Alright, well, here we go. A Crowan War time. Go through the Crowan War. Yeah, here we go. Moss Viper. Interesting. Okay. Cultivate. Well, you're gonna ramp into stuff, sir, and it's not gonna do you much good, I think. It's the way I see it, my Robber of the Rich is gonna snag you a my Robber of the Rich is gonna snag you a token or 2 here. Alright, let's do this. Drink. Okay, drink. Okay, Blood Aspirant. I can take that. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. I'm gonna put this kid down. We're going to sack it. Build up our... And, yep, that's alright. Probably should have sacked the Merchant of the Veil, but we've got another Crowan War that we can just snag for him, so... Hope everyone's Sunday is going well. guess for those of you that are celebrants of Easter, I wish you a happy Easter. Oh, that's going to be a fun one to steal. Mine now. Alright. Works for me. I love this deck. Okay. That was just overkill, but oh well. Let's see how we do next round, though. It's almost like, let's see. Do I want to... Shadow's Verdict? I don't think so. He really didn't have a ton of... Yeah, alright, so... I think even if we lose this match, I'm going to keep the video, because I think that that first game alone was a pretty good idea of what this deck can do. This one we will keep too. And I think what we're going to do is Immersturm, Skullcairn, Mountain, Robber of the Rich, Kroxa, Rinse, Wash, Repeat. Hopefully we draw into some land. That'll be good. Land is always good. We do have... Alright, so Immersturm Skullcairn comes down. Robber of the Rich is probably not going to work very well for us at this point, so I think Kroxa is going to be our better play here. Or not. That was a stupid move. Ugh. Oh well. We do have a Claim the Firstborn, though, so we could easily... and Village Rites. So, depending on what they play... Rada! Yeah, sure, I'll take that. We're gonna go with a... Swamp. Yeah, let's go with the Swamp. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play Claim the Firstborn. Swing in, sack a creature, draw some cards, and voila! The only downside is we don't have a Witch's Oven, but meh. So he's going to cultivate, or they're going to cultivate. I'm assuming that Wesley is a male, but I'm working on my non-gender specific pronouns. So I don't think Robber of the Rich is a good idea. Well, there's the oven. We're going to go with this. Cast this. Cast this. At least we get in for some damage. There we go. Had a feeling he had, had a feeling that they had some burn there, but, yeah. All good. I probably should have sacked that. But that's okay, because if they throw down the giant, there we go, I can just, snag it. There we go. And, yeah, so... we can just do Goldspan Dragon next time. Alright, man, that works. That's fine. I can do with that. I'll just Triumph of Anax. That's one you don't see every day. Okay. Well, guess what? I am going to say... let's do this. Do that. He's in block, that's okay. So basically he's taken out 2 of his own creatures. I'm okay with that. And you, oh, that's a sorcery, not an instant. Fun! So, hey. Alright, and I'm guessing this is not going to end well for him. I almost pondered whether, yeah. Alright. So I'm going to put this guy down. I'm going to put down another gold span dragon. Be very interested to see what they've got. We're just going to swing, swing. Swingy, swingy. Alright. What could you have? Alright, well, very likely that yeah, so a lot of these cards look like they have in serious need of updating. But alright, Nasty Wesley 007, good game. Stay tuned for... Okay, so as you saw in the best of 1 and the best of 3, this deck can get pretty ugly pretty fast for your opponents, but also it can get pretty ugly and pretty nasty really fast for us if it's not done right. So there is a bunch of... you gotta have a little bit of finesse when you're playing this deck. It wants to come out swinging aggressive, it wants to do all these things, but it's really just... it's just a matter of playing against the right deck to make it work. Certainly against control decks, it's not the greatest because there's not a lot of creatures to steal. But also, too, against any sort of build where there's a lot of protection, and even weenie builds, best of 3 is the best way to go. So I think that as far as whether or not to play this deck best of 1 or best of 3, I would say it's a better best of 3 deck. But that being said, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed it a lot. Please leave a like, leave a subscribe, and until next time, may all your draws be godlike, may all your spells hit the board, and Risen Dragon is out. Have a good Easter, kids. Bye.